Hello drivers! Today we are going to uncover a little piece of hidden history inside Driver Lines that many players probably never noticed. I'm curious to know how many of you have seen it before, because what makes today's Easter egg so fascinating is that it exists only in certain versions of the game, which already makes it less common. If you played on PC or Wii, chances are you've never seen it before because Ubisoft re-release swapped out a lot of textures and quietly removed the Easter egg altogether. First, spawn at Hut's Point Garage as it is the closest to the location. To really appreciate it, we have to start our little investigation in 1978 and check out a spot that still carries some continuity before the era change. Then we will fast forward to 2006 where the same location has changed, and that's when the Easter egg finally comes into view. I am playing the PlayStation 2 version in an emulator to make it easier to record footage, so the graphics are not exactly the same as on the original hardware. As a reminder, the Easter egg is only visible on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox versions. Take a short drive to the backyard of this warehouse. As you can see, it is an Atari warehouse with crates ready for shipping. In fact, Atari was operating as early as 1972, so it isn't completely anachronistic. It was also the publisher of the first release of Driver Lines, so it's not absurd to see it in this version, but not in Ubisoft's 2007 re-release. Okay, the Easter egg isn't visible yet, so let's go back to the futures in 2006, still on the PlayStation 2. If we go back to the backyard, it is still the Atari warehouse, but the crates have been replaced by dumpsters. In them, we can spot the Easter egg DRIV3R video game copies. This Easter egg has multiple layers. It could be a nod to the previous Atari scandal involving the E.T. video game and the subsequent 1983 market crash, not to mention the infamous story of Atari burying copies of the game in the desert. It is also, of course, a nod to the bad reception of DRIV3 and how the publisher perceived the franchise after that, ultimately leading to its sale to Ubisoft. You can see it in the 2006 era since DRIV3 was released in 2004, which makes sense. It's interesting how Reflections must have had a sense of humor and self-awareness to make this reference to their previous game, like that. Let's now revisit the place in the PC version. Here, the warehouse has been debranded and the Atari logo cannot be seen in header era. Furthermore, the DRIV3 copies have also been removed, even though Ubisoft bought the IP. It seems that the Easter egg was also deemed too much and was removed alongside other texture replacements. I can understand the removal of the Atari logo, but the dumpster content did not need to be removed. This reminds me of the recent backlash to the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake, where the developers included a similar Easter egg featuring a Guitar Hero game in a trash bin. This is significant because the original developer of Tony Hawk also developed the Guitar Hero series. However, gamers found this reference insensitive and it was removed in a patch. I like references like this one, a bit spicy, similar to the Timmy Vermicelli Easter eggs from DRIV3, but this time it's even more self-aware and directed at their own portfolio. So it feels even less problematic than taking the poke at Grand Theft Auto. So, did you know about this Easter egg in Driver Lines? Do you think it was problematic and should have been removed by Ubisoft? Let me know in the comments. Thanks to my drivers for supporting the channel. DriverDimension.com, Neuroscience for contact, Paul Lanois, Mut, David Autosport, and Pontiac. Click on the blue button below the video to join the club. And in any case, see you soon, drivers.